Hi guys! I have a long day of work ahead of me, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a YouTube video. That's what I said I was gonna do a couple weeks ago. I wanted to make more videos, but then I got a cold. I've had this horrible head cold for like 2 weeks. I do not understand where all this snot comes from. Anyway, today I am sorting sweaters. I do this about once a month. I bring in a big fresh load of sweaters and I dump them all out on the floor, and then I process them and I put them in different categories according to what I use them for. So if it's like a nice sweater like this, that would make a good bodice. I put it over here in the bodice pile. And if it's just kind of like a ho-hum sweater but has interesting textures, I put it over there. And that's like all the what I use for the sleeves and the hoods. And if it just has the right size and feel about it, then I put it over there to make coats out of. And if it's like thin or cashmere, I put it back there in that pile. So and then as I do it, I also cut off the cuffs, and then that's what I use to make arm warmers out of later. So this is what I do. It takes me like 1 or 2 days every month just sorting it out and organizing it so that I'm ready to go. Like it, I really like to have it looks really chaotic. I know if you see this, you're going to be like, oh, you're so kooky, and my studio's a mess too. But I swear my studio is not a mess. It's really like, I know exactly where everything is. I sound like, that sounded really unconvincing. But truthfully, like I'm super organized about how I do this. That's how I'm able to make so much stuff, is that I really have like a pretty good system in place. Like one of the things I learned early on that was pretty important was to, like, every month I bring the sweaters in, and then I don't give myself the gift of new sweaters until I've used up every single thing I have. And then that way I don't get stuck with just like piles of reject sweaters. Before I did it like this, I would just end up with like these big piles of cream colored pastel boring sweaters, because you kind of subconsciously choose the ones you like best and you kind of leave the other ones. So now I force myself to use everything, and then I get brand new fresh ones. And that, like, it's always a special day for it. Like, this is one of my favorite days because I get to see what I have and what I get to work with. Like back there in my thin pile, I'm going to be making flouncy coats out of them, and I have like a amazing pile of like stripes and rainbows. Normally the thin stuff, the cashmere, is usually like butter yellow and beige. So I'm going to have some pretty fun flouncy coats in February, though. It's going to take me a while to get to this. The first thing I'm going to do after I get this sorted is to start making long coats. I've been feeling the urge to do that. I kind of I don't know, sometimes when I need to sort of slow down and center, making the big fancy coats is a really good way to do that, because it takes me a whole day for each coat, and it's nice to just spend the day with it and put all of my intentions into it. And when I look at them, why did I get this? Probably I just got this one for the zipper. This isn't very, I'll use a zipper. Oh, here's another good zipper. So the sweaters I have right now, I got from my thrift shopping trip last week, which was like the best thrift shopping day in years. And so they're really great, but there's like hardly any wool. So on the plus side, if you're one of those people who likes wool-free stuff, there's a lot of wool-free stuff. But that's hard for me because, to be honest, sewing with cotton is hard. It hurts my wrists to cut it, and it makes so much more dust. I prefer wool all the way. But I think this next month there's gonna be a lot of wool free. I don't know, do you guys have, well, I don't know how many of you are sweater people, but if you are, you probably notice it's really hard to get wool sweaters. Back when I started this, it was like, I totally took it for granted that they were just everywhere. But in the last 10 years, I don't know what happened. I feel like somebody, maybe they're getting sold before they hit the thrift store racks, or maybe people are just buying like cheap, fast H&M fashion, and it tends to be like really low quality acrylic. So even though if I go to a thrift store, it might have like racks and racks and racks of sweaters. It might have like thousands of sweaters, but I'll still only walk out with about 20 of them or 30 of them if I'm lucky. That would be a good store, because it's like I'm so picky about what I use. It has to be a really good, tight weave and have a nice feel about it, because it's not worth my time to put all my heart and love into making things with bad sweaters. But it's gotten pretty hard. I have to drive so far. I drive all over Pennsylvania and way out to Western New York and Massachusetts and all the way in the east of Long Island. Like, I drive for, I mean, literally like thousands of miles trying to get sweaters. So thankfully I love thrift shopping, so it's actually kind of fun. Jeez, these are all cotton. My wrists are gonna hurt a lot. I don't know. So what do you want to talk about? I do want to make some videos. See, I get the same questions every day on my Etsy shop. Like, people ask me the same like 5 questions again and again and again, but everyone somehow manages to ask them in such a way that like I can't copy and paste an answer. People are or like they'll ask me a question that takes them like 5 seconds to type, but it takes me like an hour and a half to answer it correctly, which I don't. But so I was thinking if I could make some videos that I specifically answered the questions that when people ask me about it, I could be like, actually, I made a video, like one explaining how the sizing works. I get that question a lot. Or explaining why I price things the way I price them. Or the question I get all the time is people wanting me to give them advice on their Etsy shop. Which is so funny. It's like literally it takes you like 30 seconds to write that email, but it takes me like, how am I going to disseminate all this information into like a reasonable email? It's exhausting. So I'm going to make a video giving my terrible advice, because I don't really have that good advice. I'm like freaking Mr. Magoo. I just bumbled my way through everything. I don't know what I'm doing. That's kind of like the end. That's the conclusion of my advice. Like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Just doing it. So I had a sale last night. That was good. It's always reassuring because, like, literally I've been doing this for, I don't know how many, it's hard to say when I started because it was sort of a gradual process, but I've been on Etsy now for, this is my 13th or 14th year. Where does that time go? That's crazy. But my stuff has been selling out like pretty rapidly for the last 10 years. And I always feel like there's some glitch in the system that allows that to happen. And one day someone's going to come along and be like, wait a minute, you've had too much good luck. We're shutting this operation down. Like, I just think that something's going to change. And I'm not going to be able to keep doing this because I just feel too lucky that I get to do this. And, which is why I work so hard. I feel like the way I've described it is like I'm in a casino in front of a like broken slot machine that's just like spitting coins at me. And I'm like, oh shit, gotta take advantage of this good luck while I have it. And thankfully I also enjoy it. But sometimes, especially during the summer, the sales slow down a little bit, and then I always like infallibly get this like sense of dread, like, oh no, my winning streak's over. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to find a normal job. I don't know if I can work for anyone anymore. Like at this point, I'm like a feral creature. I could never work for a normal job because I have too many quirky habits. So anyway, my sale went well. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, okay, this is the fun part when I dump the bags out and I don't know. It's like, what's going to be in this bag? No. Ooh. Ooh, there's a lot of sparkle. This is awesome. I'm actually a little concerned. There's like hardly any wool. I know I have wool in my sweater shack, but I guess the bags I grabbed were not very woolly. This is awesome though. You probably can't tell, but that's like all sparkle. Ooh, there's some good ones in here. Damn. I need to like get more wool to blend it in with though. The best is when you get some sweaters that are just kind of like good, solid, meaty wool, and then you use the stuff like this to make accents out of. Damn. There's like oh, nice. That's a good 80s sweater. Like you wear that with some stirrup pants. Remember stirrup pants? My mom never got me any, but they seemed really cool when I was in 3rd grade. Nice. This one is also shiny and shimmery, but it's hard to tell. Here's another deluxe 80s sweater with sparkle. Ooh. It makes my job so much easier when I have these fun ones to work with. I remember, I don't remember, it was like 5 years ago probably. I put a posting on Facebook because I had this day where I got all my sweaters and I came and I dumped them all out and they sucked. They were like I think I had washed them and left them in the car overnight and they had like frozen into like little curled up like depressed like sweater bundles, and like when I came in here to open them up, they were all just like chewed up, beige, ugly. I don't like beige. And so I just put a posting on Facebook like 5 years ago, and I was like, I got the worst sweaters. This is so lame. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be really hard. And some of you ladies on the internet secretly got together and you conspired to sweater bomb me. And then like a week or two later, the post office lady came and she's like, I don't know what's going on. And she had like boxes and boxes of sweaters. Like, you guys had sent me your sweaters. I got so many boxes, so many sweet notes and sweet sweaters. And some of them were even from people who like I didn't even know. Like the fact that there's people out there who are kind of like watching and feel a kinship with me and I don't even know who they are is so touching. Because I'm kind of like that on the internet too. I'm like a lurker. I'm like a big fan of certain people, but I've never like communicated to them in any way. So it's like very sweet. It was so sweet. I got so many lovely sweaters, and my heart was warmed. I got sweater bombed. It's very it's very touching that strangers can care about you. I almost sometimes, I don't know why it is. It's like I can totally have the capacity to care about a stranger. I do it all the time. Like I'm like a big crybaby, empathetic lump of emotion who like can't say I haven't met a GoFundMe page I could say no to, you know. I'm like but so I understand the impulse to be kind to people, but when it's like directed at you, sometimes I don't know why there's that like, no, I don't deserve this, because there's always somebody who deserves it more. So it's like, it's sometimes it's like challenging to know how to receive things. But that's a nice thing to learn. It's actually one of the things I really like about hitchhiking is because you just like go through the day with strangers being nice to you again and again and again. Like every person you interact with is a stranger who's being very nice to you, and it gives you so much faith in the world. And I also think hitchhiking is like great because you give people an opportunity to be nice. Because seriously, like how much, you know, I know we all would like help old ladies to cross the street or whatever, but you don't see it that much. Like we don't have that many opportunities to be kind to strangers. And so hitchhiking is like an awesome way to give somebody an opportunity to be a nice person. I love when I see hitchhikers. I pick them all up, even the scary looking like dudes with all the stuff and that like crazy hair and stuff. I always pick them up. I'm so excited. Like I can't wait to like work off my hitchhiking karma. I always attempt to like drive them way out of my way, and usually they're like, no, thank you. I've eaten enough. Thank you. But I don't see too many hitchhikers. Anyway, I'm rambling. I don't know. If you were here, what would you want to talk about? Not politics. I have my opinions, but one thing I've learned from being on the Facebook is keep them to myself. I mean, unless it's something that's like, you know, I don't know. I just realized that that's a bad topic, because no matter what you say, like somebody's going to get pissed off. Like probably me just like saying the word politics, I'm going to get some comment complaining about how I'm not standing up for something. I'm backing away. I shouldn't have mentioned it. I'm sorry. Sparkles. I love, can you even tell that that's sparkly? That's like pure glitter. You like my segue? But I like these sparkle ones because when you put them with all the boring brown sweaters, then all of a sudden you've got this like forest disco. It makes it way cooler. I'm gonna make a forest disco coat. That's just purple. Actually, I changed my mind about that. I don't know. This is just what I do all day. It's a lot easier to have a conversation with you when I'm imagining it, but when I'm actually talking, I feel myself like take these conversational turns, and then I'm like, oh my god, what are you saying? Back it up, girl. But I do have some ideas about certain topics that'll be good to talk about. And then please send your questions and stuff, because I'll do that. Somebody told me that YouTube Live is really good. Do you ever do? I've never watched a YouTube Live event. I'm not that organized. I can't like keep a schedule, but maybe that would be neat, because then I could just like be here and you could write questions as I'm talking and I can answer them. And I don't know why I just heard myself say the word talking with a Long Island accent, and I am from Long Island, but I don't have the accent. I guess it's just an affliction that comes when I'm struggling to find my voice on the YouTube. Okay. I think if I keep going, we're gonna ramble a little too hard, so I'm gonna say goodbye. And I have like 20 million more sweaters to go through. That one's nice. Argyle. Can you even see it? My eyesight is such crap. I can't even tell what you can see or not. Yeah. All right. I know that this isn't very good, but that was my point. I wanted to like fearlessly make videos and not care that much if they were good, because I'm not trying to be good. I'm not trying to be a good vlogger. I'm trying to just be a genuine person and share my genuineness with you, because in my opinion, that is what is missing. You don't need, ooh, you do need this. Check it out. Yeah, you don't need some person with perfect lighting and perfect makeup saying stuff on a script and editing out all the mistakes. Like, so there's enough of those in the world. I actually just got a new phone, and I was scandalized by all the filters on the camera, like, that are automatically built in. Like, you can make yourself look amazing, and it's so fake. It's so fake. It's kind of like enticing, because of course I want to look like my skin is made out of baby butt. Oh, nice. You know, of course it's tempting to like use it all to want to look good, but it feels so fake. I'm so like, I feel like the wool is fake, our food is fake, or like now the way we see our friends is fake. Like, I just don't want any more fakeness. It scared me how like that we're creating this totally artificial fantasy world and then striving to keep up with it. Freaking exhausting. I'm shutting up now. But at least you know this is me for reals. No filters, no editing, terrible lighting. I have a cold. I don't know what the hell I'm wearing. It's like my pajama hybrid. But you know what? I didn't come here to make friends. That's what you say when you're on a reality show. This one's pretty too. Rainbows. Okay, guys, I'm gonna shut up. Bye.